So we have a very short, very sweet video on how to do a 2013 Chevy Malibu 2.4 Ecotec fuel injector replacement. We're already down to the rail. Make sure that the car's been off for a while. Pressure bleeds down on its own normally. Just gently crack the line and make sure your hands are clear in case there's any fuel pressure in there. That fuel pressure can be up to 1500 psi, and if it blows into your bloodstream, it will kill you. Now that we got that out the way, fuel injectors are pretty simple to replace on these. The hardest part is getting the clips done. We already got it back in, but we're waiting for some other stuff to dry. On some other work we did. Now, to do this without draining the coolant, without draining the refrigerant, and taking off as few pieces as possible, first step you're going to have to do is remove this one single bolt up here that holds the coolant line in place, and then gently bend it back like this. After that, you'll have 115, two more 15s underneath on the alternator. Make sure to turn off the electric high voltage battery in the trunk. Very simple. Fold your back seats down. And then once you have your seats folded down, pull off your interior carpeting for the back seat. You'll find this little lever and latch system here. Pull the blue tab out, slide the gray tab over while pushing on that button there. That'll release the ability to flip this lever here, then gently flip this lever to the side. That will disable the high voltage battery. As you can see, that's 130 volts right there, and that ain't gonna feel too good. So as long as you have your negative disconnected, then you disconnect the high voltage battery, and that'll allow you to safely do the rest of the work you need to do. It's three 10mm bolts to take off the high voltage battery wire. It's three 10mm bolts to take off the high voltage battery wire cover. There's a little sensor in there too that tells it when it's taken off. After that, you'll have to remove the belt, loosen but not completely remove the belt tensioner assembly. And if you don't have one of these little handy clamps to hold the belt tensioner in place, you're gonna have to make something to hold it in place. I've seen guys use C-clamps, other things. I happen to have a brand new tensioner that I stole the clamp off of and put it on this assembly here. So once you have your belt off, that bolt removed, but not completely, slide the whole tensioner assembly back. You'll then need to carefully remove the lower two 15mm bolts and the upper ones that we already discussed. Once that's out the way, you'll be able to gently wiggle and push, and you'll end up bumping the pulley here into this line here. So you can gently just pry it up. This clamp here will then pop off of the socket that it's on. You can turn that to the side. That'll give you just enough room to push the whole line over. Once you do that, you get enough wiggling and wiggling and wiggling, that alternator will just kind of pop out and set right up here on the front assembly of the car. After that, you can get down to the intake. You'll need to disconnect your low pressure fuel line here from this if you don't have one of the little tools. This is the style I use. Flip it on there, push the line against it, push the line in while you're pushing the tool against it, and then pull the tool and the line with two different hands. The line will come out, the tool will stay on, and then remove the tool. Once that's out the way, it'll allow you enough room to wiggle and maneuver the entire intake up at an angle and pull it out of there. There is one vacuum line or PCV line for the brake booster down there. There's one bolt on mine. I believe there's supposed to be two, but there was only one in place on mine. And then there's one additional bolt right around here that holds this part of the wiring harness on. That bolt there. Like I said, there's supposed to be two bolts, but mine only had the one that was right here. You don't have to remove the throttle body, but it did make things easier just having it out of the way. Other than that, it's pretty relatively simple. If you're considering doing it, you most likely can understand the rest of it, but this is just tips and tricks to get it out without, like I said, draining the coolant or draining the refrigerant. Although it turned out on this car it didn't matter. The air conditioning compressor had already exploded, and the whole system needs to be drained and replaced. Hope this helps somebody.